Well, I did what I normally do today. I got up, I got ready for my day, and I jumped into my Facebook timeline. Oh my gosh, that can be discouraging. Sometimes you open it up and the lead newsletter, the thing that pops up at the top of your timeline just takes all the wind out of your sails. You feel yucky. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. There's a particular mandate that many people have, and I want to express this mandate as an encouragement to anyone who's in leadership at any level. An ancient text says, "Be ready, always, to explain the reason for the hope that you have." I'm going to expand the text just a little bit in its application and say, if you're a leader and you know that you have people, and by that I simply mean human beings, because this is without regard for their religious background or without regard for their sexual orientation, without regard for their education level, their skin color, their political persuasion. If you have humans who work with you and for you, especially if you're in a leadership role where they look to you for guidance, their hope is challenged every day. Every day, their hope is challenged. Every day there's another natural disaster wreaking havoc and leaving a path of destruction, taking lives and destroying property, and they're unstoppable. There's nothing we can do about them. It's not like we can take the batteries out of a hurricane. If you're in the path of it, all you can do is cope. But there's hope on the other side, right? There will be a time when the storm will be over. And should you survive this storm, on the other side, there's opportunity to start again and to rebuild, and there remains hope. Every day, another family weeps over the loss of someone they didn't expect to lose. So young, so innocent, so unprepared, so unready. How do you explain to grandparents the murder of a 16-month-old child? But on the other side, there's hope. Hard to explain, hard to find, but life will go on unless you choose not to. Hope has to be found, even in the darkest of moments. And leaders, you should take that upon yourself to be responsible to help hope be found. To point people in the direction of, what could I do next? What are my options? What should I do next? What's the right thing to do next? Obviously, shutting down, crawling in a cave, and crying until it's over isn't going to solve it. It isn't going to fix it. It might be necessary for a season. Grieving is perfectly normal. But staying there can ruin you. Every day there's a new political firestorm on the horizon. Every day we wake up and we think, what are they up to now? Spending lots and lots of money, pushing agendas we disagree with sometimes. How do we find hope in that moment? I'm going to tell you, a large percentage of my hope comes from my personal convictions. 100% of my hope comes from my faith. Now, I'm not telling you have to have the same kind of faith that I do. My faith says that there is a God who is in control of everything, and even when things don't go my way, I have to look at the bigger picture beyond life, beyond today, beyond even the entirety of human existence, and realize that we have a greater purpose and a greater connection even than this mud ball we call Earth. That even when this life is over, there's more. That's where my hope comes from. Maybe that's not your hope. But whatever your hope is, whatever it is that you cling to say, I can make it through this tragedy. I can make it through the natural disaster. I can make it through the bankruptcy. I can make it through the financial collapse. I can make it through the newest political regulations. I can make it through the loss of a loved one. Whatever it is that you find hope in when times like these come, just know times like these, they're coming. And they're not going to stop coming. But in these times, lead with hope for the future. Trust me, your team will thank you for it. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.